Welcome to the NWI.com Political Roundtable for Thursday, March 20th, the first day of spring. I'm Robert Blaskowitz, Assistant Managing Editor of The Times. Joined with me today, Doug Ross, Editorial Page Editor of The Times, and Times Assistant Managing Editor Krista Zivanovic. Let's jump right in with what's going on with Russia. Obviously, President Obama announcing new, tougher sanctions. And one of the people that have been calling for those kinds of tougher sanctions, but I think he's still not satisfied with what the president is doing, is Senator Dan Coats, who's been very outspoken in getting tough with Putin, and so outspoken that, in fact, Russia has named him, along with a number of other U.S. officials and lawmakers, as being not welcome in the country. They're banned from traveling there, and so this is a bit of a kind of, instead of no soup for you, no borscht for you when it comes to Dan Coats.
Well, and keep in mind he used to be an ambassador to Germany too, as part of his routine. So he does have some diplomatic credentials there too. Well, I mean, not that he can go without immunity from prosecution, all that stuff, but he does, have some experience. What I liked was the quote that the senator supplied, saying, "Well, I'm disappointed that I won't be able to go on vacation with my family in Siberia this summer. I am honored to be on this list. Putin's recent aggression is unacceptable, and America must join with our European allies to isolate and punish Russia. I will continue to lead efforts on Capitol Hill to bring Putin to his senses." Good luck with that. Well, I mean, the vacation is a no-brainer.
And for Coates' criticisms, what I'm reading about these new sanctions that Obama announced is that they do have some teeth. They are pretty harsh, and they will have some economic consequences for Russia. So we'll see where it goes from here. But
yeah, and what I have heard, I am hearing mixed and reading mixed views on it. But some people are criticizing the new Ukraine leaders, and the U.S.'s, on the flip side, the U.S.'s support of some of the Ukraine leaders, saying that they have terrorist ties, they're pro-nationalist, maybe pro-Muslim, pro-terrorist. And I don't know enough about it, but just throwing that out there to add to the wrinkle and the mix of issues.
And we should note, too, that our Indiana's other senator, Joe Donnelly, is traveling to Israel and to Ukraine.
Thank you. I was just going to mention that, yes.
So our senators are both very active and involved in all of this.
Well, not only that, but remember, former Senator Dick Lugar was talking about Russia trying to put the screws on the Ukraine and so forth over natural gas, which is, Russia's got the keys to that pipeline. So, this is, a
and
key
which
political.
Could be why, though Ukraine broke away from Russia, someone was put in place by Putin that was Yanukovych, who was sensitive to and pro-Russia and was sort of could be considered Putin's guy.
So this is going to be, very easily one to watch for years to come.
Right. Moving to a topic a little bit closer to home, funding for South Shore expansion. It's now that we've gotten through the State House and the $4 million for the RDA directed toward that project has been established. Now the next step in the project, the next challenge really, is to get the communities on board with providing that local match. Where are we with that process?
Well, I brought my list in. Munster, Hobart, Whiting, Highland, Lake County government have all signed up. It sounds like Lake Station is going to vote tonight to do so. So, it looks like it's a tough battle. They've got, 11 days to accomplish this. But, it's still possible they can get it done.
And Rep. Visklosky has been up here going to luncheons and going to meetings. He was at the Griffith Town Council meeting a couple nights ago trying to exhort them to support putting some money toward it. Griffith Town Council members were saying, I'd really rather put this to my crumbled roads, especially with this devastating winter. And then the argument counter to that is, is that really economic development the way that the South Shore might be? But I do think that I would like to hear from Rep. Visklosky, and I think a lot of people would, even for those who support the South Shore, I think they would like maybe some more hard numbers or a little bit more quantitative ROI, return on investment, of how much, what are the projections of the economic development that would come out of it? I think common sense tells us there would be. We see that with metro lines that have been set up going all over the west and south and north in Illinois. But I think that maybe he could help his cause a little with these communities if we had a little bit more of that kind of info, if indeed it's available.
Well, there's a consultant that's been working on a study of this, but the problem is, here we are, days away from the deadline for
Right.
the decision, and the study was due out somewhere around the end of March. So, it's pretty late
Get
for this
cracking,
process.
yeah.
Exactly. You want to stamp your feet and get it moving.
Right.
Right. Interesting development in Porter County this week. We've seen some kind of curious goings on in the county with FBI investigators visiting, looking for documents related to the sale of the hospital. And now this week, maybe somewhat in reaction to that, we see the county commissioners moving to join the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission.
Right. And I've had more than one council member say to me as well, this is a good idea, we need to do it. But the
And we should say what the
did it.
commission is, first of all. It's,
Well, it's the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission is a group. All of the money that's paid into this doesn't go to an executive director. It doesn't go to a physical office. Any of that. This is all volunteer. All of this goes to training. So this organization does provide the training materials and so forth, and then the member agency, the county government, in this case, in Porter County, they will be expected to provide their own ethics enforcement and ethics code, all of these things that go along with it. It's not just writing a check. So there's a lot more to be done.
Yeah.
But
it's all intended to keep local officials, local government officials on the up and up with complying with the law, complying with the ethics and
well,
that kind of thing.
and employees as well.
Right.
And keep in mind,
Right.
As Porter County has decided to do this, the commissioners, keep in mind the Lake County officials have decided to do this, but it was the lawyers in Lake County that basically held it up and said, no, you can't do that. So it's going to take some will to, if they've got some legal objections, to say, no, we need to do the right thing, not worry about the quibbling details over, we didn't help you craft this code.
And up to now, Porter County had not had any involvement in the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission. Maybe there was a thought that,
Nowhere in Porter County.
well, ethics, that's Lake County's problem. That's not us. But we're seeing with the FBI investigation that, well, it's everyone's problem.
Well, and honestly, leave it to Lake County to quibble over the dotted line about the exact wording. It's pretty basic and obvious. It doesn't require a Philadelphia lawyer to look at it. And I think the eventual goal was really high-minded and noble, was to try in every election, new people who hadn't already been through, new employees who hadn't been through, take a class and learn what is proper protocol and procedure, and what is not, so that they have kind of an awareness. Even if they are honest, they know exactly what is proper and what isn't.
Exactly. And, as far as, legal opinion on this, Cal Bellamy is an attorney. He's president of the commission. So there's your legal opinion.
And former president of Bank Calumet, which is now First Midwest. And I think very well respected, though he's a Democrat, very well respected by everyone in the region on both sides of the aisle, because he really is kind of a non-politician statesman.
Exactly. He's done a world of good for us, for this whole region.
We should say Laura Blaney's kind of been the one that kind of is leading the charge on this. She's
Right.
a Democrat in Porter County. Other officials that you're hearing from at all?
Jim Biggs has said he likes it. I actually had Sylvia Graham stop by and talk to me Monday. She was in support of it, and so Laura beat everybody to the punch by bringing it up at the commissioners' meeting this week and getting it passed.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have this week for the Political Roundtable. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week.